I feel so differently from that is that I spent such a long time rotting inside trying to deny these feelings and have had such positive results after embracing them, which I don't even think will necessarily be true for everyone who's dealing with similar feelings. I totally get how seeing my transition from the perspective of someone who doesn't think they should give in to those feelings could seem like a personal fuck you to them. I think that my mind has become tremendously more clean since I stopped living in denial. No longer do I fear my feelings or what they might lead me to, because I understand them and I know what are my expectations of myself as a person. It is a lot easier for me to imagine how a trans person that always denies their feelings and creates a delusion to exempt themselves from their own self-expectations, just like anybody else who does that, will end up behaving toxically, as opposed to someone who faces themselves head on. None of this is to say that I think this character is trans or is even coded that way, but it is to say that whatever he's running from in himself is driving his obsession with Mima. The stagehand's attack on Mima is maybe the worst scene in the film, if only because it feels flat and actual in a way that doesn't distinguish it enough from the trashy feeling of the media that it's criticizing. All through this scene, he's got Mima mostly naked, and he keeps trying to rape her while she fights him off until eventually clocking him dead with a hammer. When she brings Rumi back to show what happened, the body isn't there. Presumably, Rumi removed it, and so she becomes convinced that this may have been illusory at Rumi's suggestion. I don't think this scene feels artful enough to consist of so much attempted sexual violence just as a kind of generic movie threat, but I do think it reveals the stalker's true nature. The stagehand is clearly a violent psychopath, and so in order to justify his nature, he needs to act in service of something that he considers morally abject and pure. Mima was chosen as his bastion of purity, and so violence in her name is to be celebrated. But why would Mima be his symbol for purity? Why not the other girls or any other idols? Well, probably because she's really, really hot. She's really open. She will literally bear it all. She is, in reality, an object to him. She is a kind of obelisk to his own sexuality. And she's his excuse for why he can't use his sexuality. This guy obviously wants to fuck Mima because he tries to do it as soon as he believes that he's morally justified in saving the real Mima from this fake. But if he really had what he thought was the real Mima, what would he really do to her? This is why I don't think that this character is trans, but rather more like a sanctimonious gooner. He won't admit he's a rapist and murderer because he wants to be the white knight and a hero, but his true nature is revealed in Rumi's manipulations. All of the release that he's never given himself, which everyone else gets by just jacking off to the pictures of Mima in magazines, explodes in these violent outbursts until the one that is silenced by Mima's club to the head. I think it's incredibly telling as well that in this moment it's confirmed that Mima